What's going on, everybody? We're back. All right, fuck it. I gotta restart. Hang on. What's up, everybody? We are back. I'm Edge. He's Fifes. MMA. Easy does it. It's our first time recording one of these in like 5 months, so it might be a bit rusty.
We're not washed. Let's be real. We might be washed. This might be like a one-and-done thing. If we're washed, you won't see us much longer.
Yeah, we got triple digits on a couple of videos last time. Not to brag or anything, but I'm not expecting triple digits this one. But we're on the comeback, so stay tuned for that. Basically, this video we're just gonna be going through the main card of UFC 267. We're giving a brief breakdown on the fights and most importantly our predictions. If you have gambling problems,
Don't listen to Chad. He'll be wrong.
Listen not. Oh, if you want to get out of debt, then listen to us.
Then listen to me.
As Colby Covington says, make your bank account great again, and that's exactly what we're here for. Couple other things to keep note of. Audio only version of this available on Spotify. We get no views on Spotify, but it's all right. Only way to get views is keep uploading there. Also, these type of prediction videos, they will be happening every big event. But ripping off Ariel Helwani a little bit, we're going back into the interviews. We got a couple big things lined up, so stay tuned for that. And without further ado, Pfeiffer, take us into the first fight.
All right, babes. First fight of the main card. Magomed Ankalaev, Volkan Ozdemir, two light heavyweights, very different paths. You got Ozdemir, might be washed, just got absolutely railroaded by Prochazka in Prochazka's debut. Got slept, put to sleep. Then you got Ankalaev, 6-fight winning streak, just beat Jan Kutalaba twice. Looked like an absolute machine in the ring. He's one of those Russian guys that just seems to make no mistakes. And so, I think it's pretty clear here. I think Ankalaev walks through Ozdemir. I don't know how, but I think it'll be a stoppage or just a mauling, just wrestles him for 15 minutes. But I don't think Ozdemir stands a chance. He's washed. He fought DC for the belt and hasn't been the same since. So I think Ankalaev within 3 rounds.
All right, listen, man. There's some facts in MMA. Nothing's certain in this sport except for a few things. Number 1, if a guy has cauliflower ear, you don't fuck with him. Number 2, if the guy's name has Magomed anywhere in it, you do not mess with this guy. One loss against Paul Craig. That was a few years ago. Ever since then, he has been on an absolute tear. This is probably, I hate to say it, this is probably like the easiest prediction of the night. I think if Ozdemir wins this fight, then I will shave off both of my eyebrows and run around my neighborhood butt-ass naked. There's no fucking shot. Anyways, yeah, I don't really have much to say about this fight. It's going to be quick, I assume, and it'll be brutal. I think Ozdemir should consider retirement after this. Like you said, he got fucked by Prochazka. He's won like 2 out of his last 4. He has lost to the best guys though, DC, like you said, Anthony Smith, Dominic Reyes, but I just don't see him winning. Magomed about to take a big step up in the light heavyweight division and see who he has next. Maybe him versus Prochazka, depending on how much damage Jan takes against Glover or whoever wins that fight if they need to take some time off. But yeah, anyways, on to the next fight, Pfeiffer.
All right, next one. This is my boy, Khamzat Chimaev, Li Jingliang, the Wolf versus the Leech. Dude, Khamzat is such a killer. 9-0, 3-fight win streak, has taken 2 strikes in his first 3 UFC fights. That's ridiculous. One of them, he knocked out Mearshart clean, so he does have that power. But you can't underestimate Li Jingliang. Just knocked out Santiago Ponzinibbio on the Max Holloway card. Both of these guys not super active recently. So Lee hasn't fought since January 2021. Khamzat hasn't fought since a while back in 2020. So I think we'll see. Khamzat did have pretty bad COVID. We'll see what happens there. But I have to go with Khamzat Chimaev. He's shown no weakness in the UFC, absolutely none. He's a big betting favorite, which there is money. There is money on Lee. I tell you that. but I gotta go with Hazmat. I mean, my boy Lee. I feel like if he spoke English, that press conference would have been good.
Mm.
But I gotta go with Hazmat.
Listen, man, this might be a little on PG, but every time I think about this fight, I get a half job. Listen, I didn't know, like, going into this fight, I wasn't like super, like, I didn't know much about Lee, but I mean, after doing some research and watching some of this guy's fights, holy fuck, does he have power, man. Listen, the thing with Hamzat, yes, he's 3-0 in the UFC. Yes, he's taken 2 punches in all of his fights. And yes, his first 2 fights were 10 days of fucking apart. Who has he beaten, though?
Well, nobody.
Who? Who?
But
No, but who? But who?
no,
Like Mir?
stop.
No, no,
No.
no, no.
Hey, the first guy
Mir?
beat was supposed to be something. The
Yeah,
first guy beat was
yeah,
supposed to, and then Mearshard's got the most subs in middleweight division or UFC history. No, I feel like it's
definitely
middleweight.
not UFC. Oliveira's UFC history. Listen, man, Mearshirt's not like bad. I'm definitely butchering his name. I know who he is, obviously. He's not a bad fighter. I don't know. Is he ranked yet or no? He's just no, no. Listen, going from an unranked middleweight to fucking 11th ranked Li Jingliang, it's going to be a big jump, especially with that power. Like we've said, Hamzat's only taken 2 shots his entire career. No one knows, and well, his entire UFC career. No one knows if he has a chin or not. And this was literally the perfect guy to test it against. If Lee lands a clean shot and Hamzat is able to just eat it and maul him, then he will have proven himself. Listen, like you said, Hamzat had COVID issues. Before the COVID issues, he was scheduled to fight Leon Edwards. I think that Lee is definitely a better option for him. You know, putting him against what at the time Leon might have been 4th ranked. Putting him against a 4th ranked guy in the welterweight division was not a very good idea. Obviously, not lucky that he got COVID, but lucky that that fight didn't happen as far as his development. I'm not saying he couldn't beat Leon Edwards. You know, who knows? But I think Lee's definitely a better pick. And saying all this, my prediction, fuck, I don't know. I love money and Lee's a big underdog, so I can make a lot of money there. But uh, listen, Lee has lost. Lee has lost to Neil Magny. Neil
Dude,
Magny,
you can't forget about Chimaev's wrestling. Like that's what beat
yeah,
those first two guys.
that's the thing.
Quick
Like,
takedowns, like it's
I,
over.
I personally didn't watch the Magny versus Lee fight, but I mean, I know Neil Magny, and I'm assuming that he wasn't standing and trading with Lee. I fucked up his last name
Yeah,
with Lee. I'm just gonna call him Lee. I'm just assuming like there's no shot Magny was standing and trading with him. I'm assuming that he wrestle fucked him to a decision, and I think that's exactly what Hamzat's gonna do. Do I think Hamzat finishes him as fast as he's done his other opponents? Probably not. I think end of first round, beginning of second round, Hamzat might get a submission, but who knows? Lee's definitely able to get the win. He's been choked out before though, so I wouldn't be surprised if Hamzat can pull off some sort of
and
choke early
and,
in the
and a
fight.
little something here. This might, if this happens, I'm a genius. Early takedown for Chimaev. He tries to ground and pound Lee, gasses out. Lee chokes him out in the second round. If it
Yeah,
happens, just run me my money. If it happens, just give me the money.
that is bold.
Anyways, for the next fight, heavyweights, big boys, or Alexander Volkov, Marcin Tybura. Don't really care about this fight. Hate to be that guy. Don't really care. They're both not really in the title picture at all. Volkov just got 50-45 by Gon. Tybura, sure, 5-fight win streak, whatever. He's faced a lot of old heavyweights. Um, we're gonna see Volkov's takedown defense, right? Because Curtis Blades mauled him on the ground, just took him down, mauled him for 5 rounds, which was a terrible main event to watch. God, I hate Curtis Blades, but Volkov still has striking. He's got solid striking, and so if he can keep Tybura off of him and piece him up, it's an easy Volkov win. He is a large favorite, which is kind of, I don't know about that again, but I gotta pick the underdog here. I think if Tybura can get to Volkov's legs and just hold him there for 3 rounds, because it is only 3 rounds, I think Tybura like 29-28. That's what I'm going with.
Yeesh. All right. Man, my issue with Tybura is that every single main heavyweight that he's fought against, super high ranked, whether it be Derek Lewis or Fabricio Verdum, he hasn't beaten. He's beaten Ben Rothwell and Greg Hardy, and his last fight was against Walt Harris. All those three guys, definitely not high level heavyweights. None of them even ranked, I don't believe. I think Volkov's on a. Did he fight after losing to Derek Lewis? Like, did he fight in between Lewis and Gone?
Who, Volkov?
Yeah.
No, he fought Overeem, knocked out Overeem, and then fought Gone, and then
So he
Gone.
did.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, my bad. Fuck, dude. I'm going with Volkov.
That's fair. That's fair. He's
And
massive. What is he? 6'7"? Yeah, he's 6'7". I mean,
I'm
80
an
inch
idiot.
reach.
For some reason, I thought that Volkov took a lot of time off in between the Lewis knockout. He didn't. He's been very active since then. I don't know why I didn't remember that. I think that even though he got beat up by Gone, he made it a competitive fight. That went to decision. And it was 5 rounds, I believe, main event. And Gone absolutely destroyed Lewis in 3 rounds, I think. Obviously, MMA math isn't a great thing to make your prediction off of, but just off who they've beat, I'm going with Volkov.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Next fight, this one, I'm looking forward to, but I might hate. Like 5 minutes in, I might just hate it. Dan Hooker, Islam Makhachev. God, I love Dan Hooker. I mean, how do you not? The guy's a thug. Like he stays in the States so he can keep on fighting, takes this Makhachev fight that he just said he didn't want to take. That being said, probably gonna lose. Probably gonna lose Makachev. I mean, you hear all these people. They are his teammates, but they're saying that he's like top 10 pound for pound in the world. When Khabib and DC are saying that, yes, they are teammates. You're gonna hype up your teammates, but I think he's gross. Like
Mm-hmm.
I think he's gross. He subbed Thiago Moises, and then DC and Khabib were like, he's terrible. Like he fought terribly. And so if we see the Islam that apparently happens in the gym, I hate to be that guy, but Makachev will probably take Dan Hooker, either choke him out. Hooker won't tap. Either choke him out or go to a decision. But yeah, I think Makachev takes it. Although a Dan Hooker knee up the middle on a takedown would make my week.
That's what
That
I'm
would
saying.
be the greatest thing on planet Earth.
That's what I'm saying. Ever since the Poirier fight and the Chandler fight happened, people have been just, especially the Chandler fight. Poirier Hooker almost finished Poirier at the end of that second round, but obviously Chandler, no one saw that coming. I'll tell you that. And people have just been, a bit doubtful. And I think the main thing is that also in his last fight against Nasrat, he didn't get the finish. He beat him every single round, clearly, but he didn't get the finish. And I think that's what people are doubting. People are like, I feel like Hooker has now been kind of transformed into like a Nate Diaz, like where he's a volume puncher, but he doesn't have that much power. Gilbert Burns has a fucking chin on him, and Gilbert Burns got knocked the fuck out by Hooker. Jim Miller, knee, bang, done. And also, he has a couple guillotines against Mark Dikies. Like Hooker's not bad on the ground. I saw his coach in an interview with the Schmo talking about how the New Zealand wrestling's going to pay off. I don't think it is going to pay off. I think, unfortunately, that he's going to get mauled, as smashed, as the Russians say. Like I said, never bet against someone who has Magomed in their name. Makachev is pretty close. He's boys with all those guys anyway. He does have a loss. Hooker has some heavy hands, but I think Islam's getting this done. I don't want to say if it was 5 rounds, I would be very confident that Islam gets a finish, just because it's more time to get him. I think I don't know if he's gonna finish Dan. I think if he gets Dan to the ground, he can easily finish him. Like you said, Dan's not gonna tap, but I think he'll choke him out. But with the 3 rounds, I think it gives Dan a pretty good chance to keep off the ground, like less time, less opportunity for him to get submitted. Long story short.
I like it. And this fight, the next fight, this is the fight I'm looking forward to the most.
Fight of the
Peter
night.
Yan, the champ against Corey Sandhagen. This fight is gonna be maybe fight of the year. Maybe. We'll see. But it could be. It
Greg.
could be. Peter Yan is just he's not bad at anything. He's great at everything. He beat up Jose Aldo, like just broke him down and mauled him to win the belt. And he was doing the same to Aljo. Aljo's a great wrestler. Took him down at like I don't know how many times you just see him trip him. Just took him down over and over and over. I see no flaws in Peter's game. He's got tight boxing. He's got cardio. He's got great defense. He's got wrestling. He's got this, that, and the next thing. Sure, Corey is great, but honestly, Peter Yan is kind of like TJ Dillashaw, but just better at like everything. And we saw how the last fight went between TJ and Corey, which TJ would have got the sub if he didn't hurt his knee, because he couldn't get the hooks in, couldn't get the rear naked choke. Watch the film, it would have happened. Promise me. So I think Peter, I want to say he finishes him, but I don't know because Corey, he's got a chin. He's got a chin. Maybe a sub. Maybe a sub. Because we saw what Aljo did. Aljo subbed him within like 2 minutes
Easily.
or a minute, I
Easy.
think.
Yeah.
So
Listen, so who's your prediction?
Peter, late stoppage, fourth or fifth round.
Yeah. Listen, the one thing that, like, I'm not a massive Sandhagen fan. I should be because he's pretty much a ginge. I'm a ginge. So, I should be supporting him a lot more. But well, the one thing that I really do like about him is how he took that Aljo loss. Most people, that close, like the winner of that gets the fight for the title against the winner of, I think it was Jan versus Aldo at the time. And he got destroyed. Simple as that. He got taken down and just submitted so easily. It looked like it was me versus Aljo in there. Maybe it was. Maybe I'm his body double. We look a
Yeah,
decent
you're the
amount.
same. You shave the beard from the pot.
Yeah. Grew about 7 inches. Got the tattoo on my back and everything. And listen, he came back right after that and like destroyed Marlon Moraes, destroyed Frankie Edgar, and then came right back and fought TJ Dillashaw, who no one wanted to fight. People don't want to fight TJ Dillashaw. Dillashaw's coming back after a 2-year suspension, sure, but it's TJ fucking Dillashaw. He's one of the greatest bantamweights of all time. I like there's a lot of controversy about that fight. I also thought that TJ won. That's just me. I thought the ground was great. But if I remember correctly, it would have been maybe the second round that TJ got Corey down and Corey threw up a flying triangle. And that was magnificent. And the only reason I think TJ got out of that was his extreme experience. Piotr Yan, I don't think has the same experience in the UFC fighting the highest level guys that TJ has. His resume is kind of shaky. He has Aldo on it, and who did he fight to get a title fight? Raya Faber coming off a 3-year retirement, who's skateboarding in fucking West Palm Beach, and they fight Piotr Yan. Like, give it a break, man. I think if Corey can throw up a crazy submission like that or do something insane, like flying knee, stuff like that, same stuff he was throwing at TJ, and then I think he can win. I do not think Jan will let him fight the same way he fought against TJ, though. I think Jan's going to be I think if that TJ versus Corey fight never happened, then I'd be picking Corey right now. But since I do think it happened, and like you said, Jan's just another version of TJ, I think that Jan knows exactly what he has to do to beat Corey. And I think also late finish. I don't think he's going to knock him out, but I think he can definitely hurt him, get him to the ground, and tap him out.
Well, you just see the power. The thing that Peter has that like just blows my mind every time he fights is he just keeps on hitting you. And you can see the toll it takes on people. Aldo was taking those shots for 2 rounds. And then Aldo was on bottom and Jan just hit him with a shot to like the ribs and it just sucked the wind out of him. And then he just beat on him. Just absolutely beat on him. Same with Aljamain. He just kept on hitting with clean shots. Defense was tight and he just kept on hitting straight shots. It just wears on him. And that's, I don't know. I think if Peter Yan pressures Sandhagen, just keeps on walking forward, takes his shots with the high guard and delivers back, I think he's got it.
I wonder how much one punch power Jan actually really does have, though. Like he was like Aljo's been knocked out before, albeit by a knee, the most notable one. The fact that all those shots were landing for all those rounds and Aljo still didn't get like actually like KO'd. It's interesting. Same with Jose. Obviously, he got hurt a couple times, but Jose was like still conscious when the ref stopped the fight. Like obviously, he knocked out Uriah Faber. That was with a high kick though, so a bit different. But yeah, that's something that I think we will learn in this fight is how much power does Jan truly have in his fist. Speaking about power, the main event right here, Polish
The
power.
old men, baby. The battle of the old men. Combined age of what? 80? Yep. That's
Something like
crazy.
that. Whew, man. And listen, when I first heard about this fight, because you got to think, they booked this fight right after Izzy versus John, and it was so far in the future. How long ago was Izzy versus Jan? Like 6 months ago, maybe seven, even. It was a while. It was like the second pay per view of the year, I think. I think it was February, and then Usman versus Masvidal would have been March.
Mhm.
Yeah, like they booked this so far in advance, and I just wasn't that excited for it. Yeah, as the date has been coming closer, I have gotten a lot more excited for it. Glover Glover has power. He's old as shit, but he has power. Um, Brazilian power, Polish power, Brazilian power,
Like
Polish power.
Yeah, Polish is way up here. Like I
Yeah,
think, hate to jump ahead, but Jan by like second round decapitation. To quote the Gray Logan Paul, the greatest.
second round, dude. I'm saying first round knockout.
Yeah,
Back in 2016, Glover fought someone who I think resembles Jan very much, and that is Rumble Johnson. And Rumble Johnson knocked him out with about 13 seconds left in the first round.
and even
I
like the last fight,
think, man,
Glover's win against Thiago Santos, he got dropped like twice
yeah.
in one round, and just so happened to like fall into a submission, got the submission. But yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
thought he was done. Like it looked like Santos was battering an old man. It looked illegal to
Mm-hmm.
watch, and I
Listen,
think
during the press conference, they said, Glover, is your plan just to fucking box him to the ring or box him to the side of the cage and then take him down? And he pretty
yeah,
much just said yes. And as
yeah,
much as that would keep him alive for a round or two if it happens, man, I just don't see a way. Like, listen, Jan got landed on by Izzy. Izzy might be a skinny little dude, but he fucked
yeah.
up. He fucked up Costa.
Paulo
Like,
Costa, yeah. How's that? How's
mm,
that comedy?
listen, man, I think Jan flatlines him. There's no way around it.
Yeah, nice little knockout to end the night. Watch a senior citizen get retired. That'll be unfortunate because you gotta love both the guys. But
Yeah, no, they're
yeah,
both great
I
people.
think Glover's
Seeing
the
Jan sing
person.
"Happy Birthday" was nice.
I mean, happy
Um,
birthday might be his last after this fight.
might be. Anyways, guys, UFC 267. It's a pretty stacked main card. Not as good as 268 and 269 though, and we will definitely
269.
touch on.
269 though.
Yeah. All right. Well, hope you enjoyed. Like I said at the beginning of the video, got some big stuff coming soon. Been in talks with some pretty big guys as far as our standards go. Um, yeah. So keep a note for that. We'll try to get back on the grind. It's been a while, so we might have been a bit rusty in this video, but definitely my pronunciation was a bit off. Hate that.
It's a JE
Try to make
though.
pronunciation, but we'll be back. We'll be back and better and with bigger guests. So stay tuned. Hope you enjoyed. It's been real.
Peace.